Good morning. This is Kathy Peck coming to you from Wichita Falls, Texas, with my weekly coffee and cards that's delayed by an hour. At least this week I know how to operate my phone. I have a new phone, and you have to hold it a certain way when you're opening up Facebook to get it to be in the right orientation when you want it to go live in a certain direction, such as this direction. So that's just a pain in the butt, but I got it figured out. But today it's all about birthdays. Today is my oldest kiddo's 19th birthday, and she is spending that birthday in boot camp in Great Lakes, Illinois, in Navy boot camp. So this is our first birthday without her. We adopted her from China in 2002, right after her first birthday, and we took her to Texas and we had a big birthday party. And it was just, this is the first birthday without us. Well, you know, technically her very first birthday, but once we got her adopted, we celebrated because it was only like a month and a half after her first birthday. So she's awesome. She's always wanted to be in the military. She's very patriotic to a point that it's kind of funny. And we finally heard from her this week too. On Monday, we got 2 letters from her, which was so exciting. She's doing well. She's made it through. She was quarantined for 2 weeks because they quarantined all of them for COVID, and she made it through that. Some have been set back because of it, and so she's doing all that regular learning how to be a sailor training. So, which is fine with us. Her dad and I were both Air Force, but she chose the Navy, and that's fine because they had the career she wanted, and she told me it was the career that mattered, not the branch. So with that being said, let me show you what we're doing today. We're doing 2 birthday cards using the Plaid Tidings DSP, which I really, really love. I got a masculine version and a girly version, and it's the Happiest Birthday stamp set, which, did I leave it in my office? Oh no, here it is. Happiest of Birthdays. This is such a fun birthday stamp set. It's like covers being late, happy birthday, happy B-day, it's your day, enjoy it. So, and I use this one, this stamp, and this stamp. So I will show you the Plaid Tidings DSP, and I forgot my catalog, but you'll find it in there. I love it. The Plaid Tidings DSP is wonderful. It covers all holidays and seasons. Here's a sheet. This is, look, that could be fall or Halloween. This is kind of masculine. It is a green in here, so this could even be Christmassy. This could be Christmas. That's definitely masculine. This could be Christmas or some kind of feminine card. Look, again, fall or Halloween. I see Valentine's right here, or girly. Another one that's kind of fun and summery. Here's another summer color. And this has to be my favorite plaid. If I could find a shirt in this plaid, I would wear it. This could be girly or Valentine's. It's very nice. It has the rich razzleberry, melon mambo, and the that seaside spray. This is very neutral. Could be a masculine card, could be summer. Again, masculine or Halloween, masculine. If you hear my husband singing, he got new earbuds and he's just so excited. Here's another melon mambo color. Be girl or boy. This could pass for Christmas or fall or masculine. This would be beautiful in the summer. Christmas, masculine, any time. This is great. This reminds me of a picnic, springtime picnic. They're just great. I love this set of plaids. It's probably the best set of plaids we've had. All right, So we're going to do the masculine card first. And I'm sure you'll recognize some of these products in here. They've been around for a while. It's the Geared Up Garage and the Garage Gears dies. Yeah, here we go. And then, as you can see right here, in the die cut here, I just stamped off and stamped the car from the Geared Up Garage just to give it that extra masculine touch, and then put the gears on there. So we'll show you. This comes together pretty quickly. If you have everything pre-cut, you're good to go. All right. To start with, you'll need a basic gray card base. Get these little goodies out of there. And this is cut 11 by 4 1/4. And if there's anybody here with me, I'm not seeing any comments, but that's okay. I am an hour late, but this will be posted on my YouTube channel for folks to watch later. Okay, so 11 by 4 1/4, and then I like to layer my cards on the inside. So this is 5 3/8. Yes, 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, with a white layer going on top at 5 1/4 by 4. And this is going to be my inside layer. It's just to give the card some balance. When you're holding it in your hand, it just feels balanced. And again, this is personal preference. That's just how I like to do it. Oh, and look, I wrote the measurements on the back. I should have looked. Good morning, Connie. Hey, I have set up that Pinterest page, and I'll just have to invite you to it, and then we can just populate it with as much stuff as we want, and then take it from there. I'm doing a masculine card. It's my daughter's birthday, the one that's in the Navy. I don't know if you were on when I was saying we heard from her this week, first time in 5 weeks. I didn't know you could miss a kiddo that much, but today she's 19 in basic training. I had my 19th birthday like 3 weeks after I got out of basic training. But I was in basic training for Christmas and New Year's and Thanksgiving, which pretty much sucked, but that's okay. Alright, so that's my inside layer. That's it. Like I said, I like to do that because it balances the card. Alright, here we go for the top layer here. What I like to do is I'm going to put the plaid onto the black first and then glue that onto the white. It just works out a little bit easier that way. And I'll show you why. I see there's that looks good on there too. That Halloween-y look. Yeah. Alright, so here we go. Yes, it was really nice hearing from Maddie. I was shocked by how much she wrote because she told me I probably won't write to you. But apparently she does miss us. The food is good. She said people tend to talk a lot, which gets them in trouble. But she isn't an all-girl group. So they probably do talk a lot. Okay, so you see I have this little bit hanging over, and I'm just going to cut that off with the scissors. Apparently I'm going to cut it off really slowly with these scissors, because I'm sure I'm taking my time. There we go. Alright, so that's done. And then we'll just glue this onto here. If you have everything pre-cut, it doesn't take long to do these. Oh, look, and it's crooked down here. Oh well, that's okay. I'm not going to worry about that today. There. And then at this point, when I have this layer ready, I can just put this onto the card base, because all I have to do is add the sentiments and the little doodads gears. Honey, I hear the trash truck. Oh, he can't hear me. He's got his new, I bought my husband some new earbuds, and boy, they really just, he can't hear a thing when he has them on. But he can't hear when he doesn't have them on, so it doesn't really matter. I have a little bit right here that's annoying me, so I'm going to try to trim it off without making an error. Alright, I feel a little bit better about that. Okay, now for my label, I used the stitched rectangle dies. That's a nice set of dies. I mean, you get a lot. Let me show you this real quick. Because I know somewhere Dawn has it, they have them sized and numbered, but I used this one. So, but look how many you get in this little packet here. I mean, it goes with everything, but this one fit that sentiment the best. So, all right, and I've already pre-cut it, so I'm going to stamp the car, which is already on a block, ready for me to stamp. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Did I leave it? Just a minute. I left it in the office. Because of the way our house is set up, I have to, I'm not that organized, Connie. I left my stamps in the other room. My crafting area is in the formal dining room, but my television production area is in my living room in the back corner, because we have a really funny shaped living room. And so behind the couch we have a good 6 foot by however long the living room is space that we can use for this. So my husband's office is on one side and my little area is on the other. Alright, so I inked this up with basic gray. I stamped off once. I'm going to do this again. And then I'm going to stamp on to this little strip here. Hopefully you're not putting my head in the way. There. See, 'cause I didn't want a really dark version of the car. I wanted a lighter version so that I could stamp over it. I could have probably... Oh boy. I probably could have gone over it one more time. Now, I'm going to stamp in black. Now you can use Memento, but I like to use VersaFine. I've always used VersaFine black ink. I find it dries a little bit faster than the Memento. It's just my preference, but Memento is fine. Alright, I'm going to stamp the It's Your Day right over top of this car in black. Hopefully it'll be straight. Everybody cross your fingers. Alright, there, that's good. I did not realize that this particular stamp is meant to have spots in the letters. Get the case. If you can see right here, like there's little points of lightness in the letters. I thought it was supposed to be solid, so I was stamping and stamping and stamping, trying to figure out what's wrong with this. And then I looked at it again and realized, oh, it's supposed to be that way. So if you have this stamp set, don't distress. It's how it's supposed to be. Look at the box. All right, so this is now ready for some dimensionals. All I have are the little ones over here, but that's okay. I popped this up on dimensionals. My husband liked this card. He thought it was nice, but then he's a gearhead, so because he sponsors a race car, a sprint car. You're right, Connie. There's a lot of stamps that are like that now, and if you don't pay attention to the box, or you may not realize it and then panic like I did. Okay, so I'm going to set this right here. I want to line up, let me get off these little extras. I want to line up this edge with the edge of the basic black. And I don't want it to be in the center. I want it to be, you know, lengthwise in the center, just below center. Yes, so Connie, I was late this morning because I had to take my dog to the vet to get her teeth cleaned. Her appointment was at 8:30. They won't let you come in. You have to call. So the phone's busy because there's like 15 people sitting outside trying to call in. And then when I finally get a hold of them at about 8:45, then they tell me it'll be a few minutes. So at like 9:10, they came out and got my dog. Like, so I just had to postpone things a little bit longer so I could come home and finish getting organized. Now, I need a little strip of dimensional to put right here. So I'm going to stick this here with the where I put glue. But what I did is, if you'll notice on the mini dimensionals, you've got this wide piece right here. So I just cut it. I cut it thinly, similar to the strip adhesive that, or dimensional that you can get, or adhesive, whatever it's called. And then I just stick it up under there. And I forgot my pokey tool, so I'll just use my scissors. It is a nice card, I think, and I just created it this morning. How about that? All right. And then I'm going to stick these other two on here and add just a touch of Wink of Stella. I like that one there. Oh, my daughter, who's supposed to be in online school, is watching the trash truck come by because that's what she likes to do. She's autistic, and her dad got her a trash truck a couple months ago, and she carries that thing everywhere. It sleeps with her in the bed. It goes with her to the store. She leaves it in the car, but she likes to take it. And she has studied trash trucks, and now she can tell you the difference between one trash truck and another. And the only thing that bothers her about the Wichita Falls trash trucks is she wonders why they all have to be white. Because some other towns have colorful trucks that are not too far from here. Blue and green, and so, yes. That's the kiddo that likes to say hi to everyone when I'm trying to go on a live with Dawn. Her name's Allie. And we're doing school from home with her because of the COVID, because she gets sick really easily. And I find that if I happen to have an appointment while she's in class, she will skip class. She will sign out and go do something else. So I have to make sure I'm home during the day. Because Jeff's busy. He's usually working. He doesn't have time to check on her. There. That's done. I love the plaid. There's a little more Stella on this one than that one, but that's okay. There's one done, so now we will get on to the next one. The next one is a more feminine card, more girly looking. Now, I did add the Magenta Madness ribbon to this, although it doesn't really, it's not matchy-matchy with the rest of this. I thought it just added, it needed a little something pink in there too. So, but you could use that crinkly white ribbon and color it Melon Mambo or Rich Razzleberry and add it. But I tied it together with that Seaside Spray. I thought that was pretty clever. And look, it's a fun fold. Woo! You didn't buy the plaid? You know, it's really a big pack. If you could find somebody to share it with, that'd be good. Because you get like 4 pieces of each color. So unless you do a lot of swaps, that's a lot. Alright. Oh no. Did I? I forgot to bring the paper for my card. I'll be back in a minute. Of course, I try to get organized and then things happen. All right, I'm back. Well, fortunately for me, yeah, I agree with you. I have a lot of DSP, so I'm gonna try to make like little thank you something or others for the teachers in the schools, because man, they're having to put up with a lot. They're having to do, you know, online classes, regular classes, and then put up with all the other drama from the district. But okay, let me get this one going. Okay, this has a liner as well, and I will start with prepping the card base and the liner. So I keep a basket full of card bases in my area. So let's see. I don't want to use this one's got a mark on it. I'm going to use this. This is the Rich Raspberry card base. It's 5.5 by 8.5. And what I'm going to do on one side is I'm going to score it at 2 1/4 and fold it over, and that's going to be this part here that holds the little flap. I am not sure what they call this card, if it's called a flat card or what. So we'll just call it fun. So 2 1/8. That's what I have to score it at. 2 1/8 because it's cut. It's 4 1/4. So 2 1/8 is halfway. Oh shoot. Okay, well I'm not using that one. I'll use this one. Okay, I tried to cut it instead of score it. Here we go. There, that's the score part. And I'm just gonna fold it. There. That's my flap ready. Alright, for the inside, I'm going to have a piece of melon mambo cut 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And again, this was just a card base that I grabbed because I didn't have time to go look through my stash of paper. So it's 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And on top of that, we're going to stick a piece of Whisper White that should be, if it's cut right, it should be 4 by 5 1/4. All right, here we go. Well, that didn't cut all the way through for some strange reason. There we go. Glue this on. I will post these on my blog with an edition of this video. I'll do a 2-for-1, I think. Those are always fun. And this is helping me get ready for my little Plaid Tidings presentation that I have to prepare for. There, I got those worked out. Alright, so this is going to go inside, then that's ready, except if I want to add a little piece of plaid later, if I have any left over, that's usually what I do. I wait until I'm done cutting, and if I have a strip that I can stick right here, I will, but I don't add it unless I have it, because I may need it for something else. Okay, to make the top, cut the melon mambo 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, because I want it to have like a little border here, but I also want this layer to be the same as this layer here, so that when you close it, you don't see it. Does that make sense? Okay. So we'll go 4 1/8 here. Yeah, see, so I got my cutting blade and my scoring blade backwards. I usually keep my scoring blade at the top, and I guess I had folks over this week to do some stuff, and I think it might have got moved, but that's okay. I can move it back. So that's ready, and then I'm going to cut 2 strips of this DSP, and I'm going to cut it just an inch. I just want 2 strips of 1 inch, and then I'll glue them on and trim off the excess. And I really like this color. I should have had all this cut ahead of time, but I didn't, so I apologize for taking up so much of your time. I like to apply the glue to the DSP rather than the glue to the cardstock if the DSP is smaller, because I can make a mistake and put glue where I don't want it. I like to stand it up and bounce it a little bit, make sure it's even. Good. Cut this off. This one. Can't decide if that's crumb cake or Sahara sand. I think it's Sahara sand right there. It's gonna go this way. Now when I ink my stamp, I did the 3 colors of the ink, but I just tapped each stamp pad on there, just started with the lightest color first. Being careful to try not to pick up too much of the other colors, but it's not going to hurt them that bad. And this is 3 by 4.5, I think. Let me see. 4.5, or no, 4 1/4. 3 by 4 1/4 for that white. So this can go on here. Now I'm sticking this to here. So what I'm going to do is put the glue here, staying, about 1/4 inch away from the outer edges, because I don't want the glue to show. Making sure it lines up here the way I want it. Look at that. Oops. Need to go up a little. That's pretty good. There. That's that part done. So I will cut my white piece 3 by 4 1/4 and get that stamped and stuck on there, and that is it. I saw Leanne doing a demo with the Happiest of Birthdays, and after I saw her demo, then I decided I had to get that stamp set. But I don't have a lot of birthday, which is not good because there's always birthdays going on. I think I'm gonna need dimensionals from now on. All right. So the ink I used was Seaside Spray. That's in the paper. Rich Raspberry and Melon Mambo. And here is the stamp mounted onto the big block. What block is this? This is block E. So I started, I think I'm going to go backwards. So I'm going to put the blue at the bottom. And if you find you get too much in one area, just take your chamois and wipe it off and go again. And I'll put the, I think I'll do the pink in the middle. I did go a little overboard with the pink, with the Melon Mambo, so I'm just going to wipe some of that off with my chamois. it won't matter if I get any of it on my rich raspberry because, or was that rich raspberry? Oh, that was rich raspberry. Okay, we're going pink on the top. I grabbed the wrong one. That's right. Flexibility. Oops. See, I think I get a little gap here in the blue. Do a little precision inking here. Okay, I think that'll be good enough. Then you're gonna huff on it and plop it down here, leaving space on the bottom for the ribbon. I like to hold that down for a few seconds and then. Not bad, not my best, but not bad. Okay, let me show you how I did the ribbon. I took a piece of melon Mambo, but the Magenta Madness, and the Seaside Spray, and secured it with some type of adhesive. You can use dimensionals, you can use, not dimensionals, you could use the Stampin' Seal, or glue dots. A lot of folks like to use glue dots for this application. They seem to hold the ribbon in place really well. And I overlapped the ribbon just a little bit because I just liked how that looked. And I did look at that. That's that Seaside Spray that has a little bit of metallic shimmer in it. So it's really pretty. Just put it over here. Made sure it was straight. Oops, trim it off. And then a little bit of this Magenta Madness, just laying it right over top. I'm gonna have to have one more glue dot, I think. Then I took two pieces, one of each, equal in length. Put them together. I had it doesn't matter who's on top really. Slide them in here. Oops. Now this is not going to work. Slide them in here, and I just tie a knot because you know I don't do bows. I just do knots. Because bows, I just have to do them off camera in a quiet place. My scissors fell on the floor, and just trim them. Trim. Spread it around. Now you can, if you want to secure this knot, you can just stick a little glue dot underneath it. It's your choice. Oh, I have no dimensionals. Well, I'll use this big sheet of dimensional stuff. It cuts fairly well. There. Just hack away at it and pop it on here. Looky there. That's another way to hold that ribbon in place too. And I stuck this going towards the top. There we go. And then I added these little sequins, and don't ask me what they are because I forgot to look them up. But they're new. They came, I think they're in the annual catalog, not the holiday or the mini. Just a couple of little ones. Oh, I should get my hands out of the way. Oh, I can't do that. I'll put this one over here. and a big one over here. There we go. That's it. Happy birthday to my Maddie. I hope we sent her several birthday cards last week. We've had friends send her birthday cards. Hopefully she'll get them. There's been some news about they're having mail issues, but not because of the post office, but because of the kids they put in charge of the mailroom. But, oh well, that happens. Thank you. Thanks for looking at, or excuse me, watching me make cards today. Again, this is the Happiest of Birthdays stamp set, paired with the Plaid Tidings DSP. So, there you go. Have a great day, and we will see you later. Bye, Connie. I'll be sending you a little joining link later from Pinterest, so just be on the lookout for that sometime today. Probably won't be until after 3 when I get through this school day. Now it's time for me to go back to class with Allie. All right. I'll see y'all later. Bye.